I just want you all to know I'm sorry. I'm sorry for giving him those chances. I'm sorry. I see things now. I see them clearly. And I think I saw them way too late.
People are saying, hey, MAGA is not going to join the blackout September the 16th through the 20th. They're not going to join the blackout September the 17th on Constitution Day. Okay, cool, no problem. MAGA can pick up the labor for those days that we're not working and we're not spending. How about they up the ante and spend more to balance the economy out? How about they use their resources? How about they use their finances? How about they use everything that they have access to balance it out? Because I promise you, MAGA is not going to fare over $500 billion the days that we're out.
Now, I'm not a very good believer of karma. And let me say, I didn't believe in karma before. But these videos are making me believe in instant karma, not just karma, because I'm seeing a lot of white MAGA supporters and conservative Latinos crying out to the black people who in some 8 months ago, they wanted the Donald Trump's win to silence their voices. Now, I've seen a lot of white farmers crying out to the black people to come and help them pick blueberries, to come out and help them in their farms because their crops are rotting out. The same Latinos are now crying out to the black people to help them speak about deportations and how ICE are now acting as if they are over the law. Now, let's watch this video, then have a really quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
It's hopeless trying to debate and persuade and reason with not only MAGA nuts. I'm going to include conservatives, Christian nationalists, of course, Republicans. I'm putting them all in one big homogenous blob. Rod, you are generalizing. Absolutely, yes, I am. These people have proven time and time again that they are beyond hope. They have reached a new level of delusion and insanity. And they have proven time and time again that even if they are harmed by their own ideologies, they will follow their orange Lord and Savior through the very gates of Hades, and many will, before it's all said and done. This nation has always been evil, bottom line. And foundational Black Americans, we know the truth. Everybody else can get caught up in the propaganda, like the holiday that was just celebrated the other day. But we know better, don't we? And the evil has never gone away. The soulless have now truly been unleashed to indulge in their depravity. What do you think, folks, are going on in these detention centers? What do you think? All kinds of abuses. And that concentration camp that they are calling Alligator Alcatraz, let me tell you something. Alligator, used in that context, is a loaded term. Because during chattel slavery, Black babies and children were used as alligator bait. Yes, they were. But see, many of you all don't know that because being willfully ignorant and uneducated and miseducated is a badge of honor for millions in this country. That's why we are in the mess that we're in now that was completely avoidable. That is what is so tragic about this entire situation that this nation is in. All of this was avoidable. So again, I say it's hopeless. Myself and other Black creators, we don't tolerate MAGA nuts, MAGA morons, conservative folk who try to crawl into the comment sections of our videos. Many of us with extreme prejudice delete their comments and block them whenever we encounter them. Because nope, I'm not wasting my precious time on this earth. And I suggest you don't either. Our time is better spent on other priorities because again, these people, write them off. It's hopeless.
Everybody always want to be a part of something. Yes, I am black. It's called Black MAGA, standing up for the culture. We set trends and move mountains to build this country. But let me tell you something, Black MAGA. White MAGA don't want your ass here. White MAGA don't want your ass here. MAGA means make America great again. When the fuck was America so great for you? When, Black MAGA? When was America great for you? Do you know how foolish you sound? Black MAGA can't do shit because it's only like 4% of you. 4% of you. Only. The rest of us is black people that use their own brain, that see shit, that know racism when we fucking see it, that know our culture is trying to be taken away when we see it, who know our history is being removed slowly as we see it. But you want to move mountains for the white supremacy, for the people that want you dead. Porch monkey. I knew it was a name for that. Porch monkey. Always had the white man back doing slavery. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I knew it was a name for that. MAGA mean make America great again. And your black ass is out here saying Black MAGA trying to move mountain. What is it? Like 10 of y'all motherfuckers? 10? You know how many motherfuckers it took to move mountains to get us our rights? Our freedoms? It took all of us plus those great white folks who didn't like or didn't agree with the way we was being treated in the world, who looked at us as actual human beings and not as property or animals. Yes, it was a few white folks who did that. But you're trying to move mountains for massa. What can I say to that? Yo black ass. Oh my God. And you know what? I'm not going to say all I really want to say because I don't want no more black on black crime. But I just want you to really wake the fuck up. You're programmed. Get deprogrammed, please. You don't have to be a part of a movement to be somebody. You can just be somebody.
I saw this comment that said, I'd rather be poor in an all-white country than rich in a multicultural one. As a black person, insane to me that in this country you can have a 400 or 500 year head start and still be poor, whereas very small percentages of black and brown people are successful. And it got me thinking of the very ethos of what Trump is running on and what MAGA feel.
You know, what nobody wants to talk about is you lose the racial demographics in your country. Is it wrong for a person in our country to want a country that's majority white? Is that a wrong thing? And if you replace the native populace with people from other countries, that is going to change that culture. So it's...
America is a country that was founded by migrants.
Was it though? I mean, who are the founders? They were white Americans that came over here and then...
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
He's running on the misalignment of what it means to be white in America and the fact that they never were able to attain wealth in what is considered their country, and pinning minority presence and success against poor white people. And it's sad because if I was poor and white, I wouldn't blame other people for my predicament being in a country that was made for us. But it seems to be working. And that's why we have a rise in white nationalism, because for too long now, these people feel as if they've been pushed to the side, irrespective if it's other white rich people pushing them aside and making their conditions their conditions. It's easier to blame us because we're closer in proximity. It's also, as a black person, insane to me that in this country you can have a 400 or 500 year head start and still be poor, whereas very small percentages of black and brown people are successful. There are more educated black people than there have ever been. Black women are holding higher secondary degrees than anyone else. Asian Americans are some of the most educated people in the world, and the list goes on. But for you to be centuries old poor in a country that you were told was for white people, and to have minorities be the ones that you see on TV, or you see in movies, or you see driving cars, or they're athletes, and it really makes your blood boil that you are not able to attain these things. So this is the premise that you run on, and to maintain that premise, you lock up migrants, you do a campaign against immigrants, you call them rapists, you call them evil, you call them dirty, you round them up, and in those actions you make us poor white people feel vindicated. Yes, we're getting these people out of our country, because that's the only semblance of power they have, right? Is racism. It's not actual wealth, it's not actual jobs, it's not the power to control anything, because we live in an autocratic society in which oligarchs run all of those things, so they're not a part of that, but they can be a part of racism. And that is the history of America, and how it has always been, and how they've always been able to keep a small minority of white people in power and empowering the bulk of the poor majority white into thinking that this is a linear access to power, and it's all due to whiteness. America.
There is this AI video of a black woman in military gear, surrounded by other military personnel, cheering about the strike on Iran, cheering about how now this is going to bring peace. And it's got almost 100,000 likes, probably more than that since I've seen it last. So it's going viral on the MAGA side of TikTok. What's killing me is that video is AI, and they purposely used a black woman. They love putting our faces on top of big movements, on top of big messages, right? If a black woman in the military is cheering about this, then it must be okay. It must be good for the entire country. No. That is AI. AI has gotten much better, but it ain't that good. And I'm surprised at how foolish... Actually, no. I take that back. I'm not surprised at how foolish MAGA is. It's MAGA. You guys fall for Photoshop and AI all of the time. Your administration posts AI videos, pictures, and Photoshop things all of the time, and you guys eat it up. Never gets tired. But can y'all leave us out of it? Do not use our image for that at all. We are not interested in inciting violence in a war that we have nothing to do with, a war overseas. There isn't a single military person or American that wants to bomb anybody for someone else's war. That doesn't exist. Okay? You can only create it in AI, but that needs to be illegal, really.
I hear what you guys are saying about the whole... don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like, all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms, because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now, because it's not right versus left. It's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time. We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear about that. All of those fucking Confederates that should have been executed the day they decided to become traitors against the United States of America, the day they decided to lay down their lives and give their last breath in defense of slavery, they all should have been, I don't know if you can see my hand. Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? They all should have got a musket to the face. And because they didn't, because we took it easy on them, because we chose to prioritize their humanity while they ravaged other people's humanity, that Confederate mindset, that delusional, completely detached from reality, hateful, violent, traitorous, animalistic mindset has been allowed to seep through the annals of American history like the virus that it is. And now what we have today is a large portion of the population that is still fully accepting of sicknesses, sicknesses to humanity, cancerous beliefs that eat away at not only their humanity, not only do these people's beliefs corrode their own soul, they corrupt the soul of others and the collective soul of humanity. Because let's be clear about what the fuck these people have done over centuries. They have weaponized that holy book that they call a Bible and beat people over the heads with it until their brains were bashed in. Like, to be clear, racism is the reason why we don't have universal health care. Hatred against women is the reason why we don't have affordable daycare or federally mandated paid maternity, paternity, and leave or parental leave. To be clear, these people's hateful, divisive, corrosive, cancerous values and belief systems are the reasons why America is severely lacking in all of the tools and resources that make those fucking Europeans, those smelly as no AC having Europeans, have a better quality of life than we do. I don't know why Europeans just caught strays. I'm just mad. And it's okay to be mad, is what I'm trying to say. I fully understand.
White people, tap in. Since we talking about black fatigue, I got a question for you all. Why is it that when black people have a grievance with the government, the United States of America, here you guys come in talking about what black people this, black people that, black people this. Black people don't have a grievance with you. We're all Americans. The grievance is with the United States government. Whether it's for slavery, Jim Crow, war on poverty, war on drugs, crime bill, whatever, it's with the United States government. It's not with the normal Joe Blow, Sally Sue, white person walking around every day. Our grievance is not with y'all. So can one of you guys explain to me, why is it that when black people want to have a conversation about anything that's happened to them or to the black community, here you guys come playing interference? I really want to know that, because I don't see when white people have a grievance, black people coming in playing interference for whatever agenda it is that you guys are pushing. We don't go, oh, white people, but every time, whether it's for reparations, Jim Crow, crime bill, war on poverty, war on drugs, whatever the case may be, when black people say to the United States government that there is some type of systemic issue happening, why do you guys jump in the middle and start downgrading black people for trying to talk to the government when we're all Americans and are afforded the same constitutional rights? I really want to know. Because I think all black people really want to know the answer to this question, because we do not have a grievance with white people. But you keep coming at us when we're trying to talk to the government.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from now. White MAGA supporters and some Latino conservatives are feeling like God has answered black prayers instead of their own after Trump's win. Now, this is deeply rooted in political, racial, cultural, and spiritual contradiction that have emerged within America's shifting power dynamics. For a very clear reason, we can clearly see that most of the white supporters, white MAGA supporters, are now not feeling that well. They are not feeling comfortable in their own country after voting the candidate who passed and who won the elections. And some of the Latino conservatives are also feeling the same. They are feeling like the prayers they were hoping and the things they really wanted to see happening, instead they are happening to the black people instead of happening to them. Now, we have the MAGA promise versus the reality that is now hitting them very hard. We have a reality check that is ongoing in the US, and most of the people are not liking it at all, because we are seeing a very large number of white MAGA and conservative Latinos who expected a win for Trump to reestablish control and crush opposition and put America back in their hands. Instead, they are witnessing and seeing very strange things. Now, we have the black strength and unity, which is very rising at the moment, because most black people were pushed to the wall after the elections, because most of the white supporters and the Latino, conservative Latinos felt like they were going to punish the black people. And after Donald Trump's win, most of the black people felt like they needed to unite, because it is like they had been isolated somewhere in the political arena and the social and economic structures in the US. And for this one reason, most of the people, most of the black community in Texas, Nebraska, in Minnesota, and many other states in the US now started coming together, forming groups. And I really saw a video of black nurses coming together to condemn their call by the white farmers to go and pick their blueberries. This shows that most of the black people are now coming together. And there is one person once said that our unity is strength. And they are now seeing that strength, because there is the unity which is rising within the black community, of which is acting as a threat to the external powers, you know. And for this one thing, it is like God seemingly honoring black prayers for justice and survival. Because let me now explain this, because I do feel like most people felt like the black community was going to be crushed, and voting Donald Trump, the conservative Latinos felt like they were close, or they had the proximity to whiteness. And for this one reason, some of them, not all of them, think this way. Some of them, from the TikTok videos I've been seeing, some of them felt like the people who are going to be affected by this were the black community. But it has turned out that the black community is doing well. It is surviving, and the black community is not complaining at the moment, which is very shocking, that most people are used to the black community complaining, and at this juncture, no one is complaining. In fact, the black community is doing well. They are making TikTok videos happy, and they are laughing. They are making a joke out of whatever is happening in the US, which is affecting the people who voted for the same government. And for this one reason, the black community's prayers have been answered, and most of the people are not happy by this, because if we are used to you complaining and you're not complaining no more, it means there is something which is fishy, and that something is God is answering your prayers. And there is a reality which is hitting so hard at the moment. Some of the people expected that the black community was going to be crushed away. That's why I started the video by saying we have the MAGA reality, we have the MAGA promise versus the reality. Now, the promises were made, and they were many, that America was going to be made great again. And this was a largely built on the idea of restoring a nostalgic version of America, a time when white Americans, especially conservative Christians, had more cultural, political, and economic dominance in the US. And for this one reason, white evangelicals and conservatives prayed for a return to order, law, and Christian values in the US. And most of the people now felt like the white supremacy was going to conquer yet again by use of religion. We all know the tricks. And the way things have fallen apart so quick, it is alarming, because it's barely 1 year since Donald Trump assumed the office of the president, and many Latino conservatives, especially those who oppose illegal immigration, hold traditional values. It must be remembered that they believe in what was of Trump's protecting the US against foreign attacks and dominance by foreign groups or illegal immigrants. And they perceived in their mind that these were the black community. But what has happened? Now, let me give you a reality check. Now, the justice system hasn't turned against black Americans the way they thought. This is whatever it was expected to happen, that the justice system will turn against the black community. Then they will deport them. They will give the order to the executive to give back orders to the ICE team to deport the black community. But it hasn't happened, and the black communities continue to gain political voice, media support, and economic resilience. Now, that's the reality right now. It's a reality check to the other team, and the mass deportations or radical changes many Trump supporters hoped for either stalled or backfired, because no blacks are being deported. Instead, Latinos are being deported at a very high number. It's very alarming at the moment, seeing many Latinos who are singing songs to praise Donald Trump and the Republicans, who are actually hoping that they were going to be spared. It is now dawning on them that it is not going to be good. And they are now crying out to the same black people to come and help them, make videos complaining to the government that we do not like this, that you're breaking the law, that the ICE is not above the law. We have seen trackers trying as much as they can to talk about this. They're trying to gaslight the black community to help them talk, or else the black community is also going to face the same problem and they will keep quiet. This black community has been here for a very long time. It must be remembered. The black community was here, will be here, and is here to stay. And the fact that the black community continues gaining political voice and media support and economic resilience is something that no one saw it coming. For this one reason, we are seeing a lot of videos being made about if the black community is willing, they can go and work in the white farms, help them pick blueberries, that the doctors, the nurses can use their free time to help these hospitals go and pick blueberries, after the ICE team deported many of the Latinos and illegal immigrants who used to work in the most of these farms. Now, how do you expect the same people you opposed, the same people you wanted to be deported, to come and work for you? If at all they were deported, how could you have gone around the same thing? Now, it is something, I find it like a fallacy. I do not understand the fact that most people are now playing blame games with the black community. They are now trying to turn around the topic to blame the black community and gaslighting them at the same time, that they are not helping them to talk about deportations. They are not helping them in their farms. It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sarcastical at the moment, because you voted someone who you really campaigned for. You really wanted this guy to be a leader in your country, or to lead your country. You believed in his principalities. Now, what is it right now that you want the people who you once opposed and the people you once wanted to punish to come and help you? It's very, very sad, and it's not making sense at all. So mine is just to encourage the black community to continue pushing on, to continue having a political voice, to continue having economic resilience over time, because there is no situation which is permanent. I'm very glad that people who are seen as the underdogs are now the people calling the shots, are the people who are now thriving in the economy that most didn't see. You know, there is this notion that if you come from a certain race, you're considered supreme, you are considered great. And for this one reason, most of the people have not been working hard as much, because they know they have some privilege because they belong to a given community or to a given society. Now, for this one reason, most of them are now facing the reality. You know, the power of the black people and the resilience they have had for a very long time, that they can go in through very hard times and come out alive without even complaining, because they are used to this. You know, many MAGA Americans have long relied on spiritual strength. Black Americans, I mean. And they have used the spiritual strength in organizing and offering resistance to survive in America. Now, their prayers have always been rooted in justice, survival, and equality, not dominance. You know, some people think that the black community is asking for dominance. No, I think the black community is only asking for equality. Equality should not actually be mistaken to dominance. And despite political opposition, many black communities continue to thrive, you know, and build wealth and gain influence in media, politics, and society over time. Even when the situations have not allowed them to, they have always thrived with the harsh economic times. They have always thrived with segregation, with oppression over time. Now, MAGA supporters are watching as black celebrities, pastors, and activists boldly speak out without fear that they thought Donald Trump gonna do something crazy to them, you know, and the justice system will turn against them, you know. But it's not happening that way. And black voters are shifting national elections at the moment, because they are now a very big group of people who can decide who can be the president or not, because they are very big. And we've seen every other presidential candidate has always rooted for the black people. And why do you think, if they were that minority, why do you think every presidential candidate, even if he or she doesn't love their race, but will at one point try to acknowledge the black community, you know? And the justice reforms, even if limited, are moving in their favor, the favor of the black people, you know? Most didn't expect the justice system to be on the part of the black people, but as things are turning on very nicely, you realize that the black community is doing well. And for this one reason, America is being reshaped culturally, and the black culture is now taking over America, you know. And people thought that Trump's win would silence black voices, but it hasn't. that black people are still doing good and they are still faring on well. The resilience they have has kept them moving over time. Now, this should actually be a lesson to anyone who thinks that voting in punishing to punish the other party will only affect them. You might vote to punish the other person, then it turns out there is instant karma in every situation. There is karma, and karma is real. So do not vote to punish, because it might turn out to be your punishment. Thank you so much for having taken the time to watch this video. I really appreciate, brothers and sisters. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I meant to take this platform, share ideas that will change the way we look at humanity and the way we look at each other as brothers and sisters. Thank you. May you have a good time. See you in my next episode. Adios.